You don't need help losing weight. You already know exactly what to do. You've lost the weight before and you'll probably lose it again. You wanna know the real issue? You keep starting over because you've never learned how to actually keep the weight off. Look, you may think, my solution, I'm just gonna have a meal plan. But if that was true, you should just go ask ChatGPT to make you one and your life would be sorted. Then 2 months later, you're gonna come back to this video and think, wow, why am I still stuck? Why am I not losing weight? So let's stop repeating history and actually fix it. There's one key principle that separates people who are regaining the weight and those, like me, who have managed to keep it off for over 5 years after losing more than 100 pounds. And that principle is routine. Yeah, look, I know, it's not sexy, it's not exciting, it's not a magical diet, but that's not gonna save you. It doesn't matter if you're on weight loss jabs or have a hormonal condition, your daily habits define your past, your present, and your future. Those habits form the baseline of your routine, and when built right, they're sustainable, realistic, and effective for lasting change. So here's the routine I get my one-to-one clients to develop over time and the ones that I stick to and follow myself. Number 1, move your body every single day. In some way, shape, or form, you've got to move daily. That could be a swim, a gym session, a run, a walk, it doesn't matter. Just move every single day. Modern life realistically is keeping us still. We sit in a car, we sit at a desk whilst we work, we then come home after a whole day of work exhausted, we sit on the sofa, scroll on our phones and order food through Deliveroo. Humans are meant to move. Now, this isn't me saying, look, go to the gym 7 times a week, but I am saying you need to make a conscious daily effort to move outside of the norm. Set yourself up a daily step count. For most people, 8,000 plus steps works amazing. And when you set that target up and whatever works for you, stick to it. And then look, over time, you can increase it if you desire. Number 2, get sunlight exposure. This ties into movement as well, because often the best way to get sunlight is to walk outside. But the reason I stress about this is because vitamin D deficiency is ridiculously common in the UK. Low vitamin D levels equal low testosterone, worse energy and drive to do anything in life, higher rates of anxiety, lower mood and depression, poorer physical and mental health across the board. Realistically, if you live somewhere with limited sun, you should be supplementing with vitamin D anyway. But getting actual sunlight exposure daily will supercharge your mood, boost your energy, and it'd be great to implement within your routine. Number 3, start following the 80-20 rule. Now, you do not need to eat clean 100% of the time. You do not need to base your whole diet around minimally processed foods. However, 80% of the time, that should be the case. And for the other 20%, enjoy it, guilt-free. Track your food so you actually know what you're putting inside of yourself. Then give yourself unconditional permission to enjoy the things you love within that 20% and make it work. Remember, nothing is bad in moderation. Cutting out foods entirely over time will tend to lead to more cravings, more guilt when you eventually eat it, and a greater chance that you binge on them down the line. The goal is not to eat perfectly. That will never work long term. It is to eat in a way that you can sustain forever and is best for both your physical, social, and mental health. Number 4, sleep 7 to 9 hours per night. Yes, I've heard the excuses already. Kids, shifts, crazy schedules, and look, I get it, 100%. But even if you can't control the hours you work, you can put better sleep principles in place to improve the quality of your sleep. Because the truth is, 99% of people do not function properly on a poor sleep. Good sleep, for instance, regulates your hormone levels. It will burn body fat more effectively. It will retain muscle mass and it will help manage hunger. Poor sleep, on the other hand, well, that throws your hunger signals out of whack. It makes cravings worse and it drains your motivation and energy. Prioritize it like your results depend on it, because realistically, they do. And number 5, practice gratitude. This is something I'm very serious at. I know it's a little bit more woohoo, but this one may not sound like a fat loss tip, but it is crucial if you want to build a routine that sticks. Each morning, take a few minutes to mentally set yourself up for the day. And I know like, oh, I've not got enough time. If you're eating breakfast, you can do it alongside it. Habit stacking, it is highly effective. Take the time to set your day up. Who needs you to show up today? What are you most looking forward to? What challenges might come up? And how will you respond to that? And then in the evening, I want you to reflect upon the day. Write down 3 wins from that day in particular. Now they don't have to be big or groundbreaking at all. You know, it could be as little as, I went for a walk today. I hit my step goal. You made somebody smile. You ended the day in a calorie deficit. You hit your protein. When you regularly acknowledge your wins, you become more compassionate within yourself. That compassion drives consistency and better motivation, which then aligns you to actually go out and achieve what is needed on a day-to-day basis, reinforcing your routine. Look, these are the exact foundations not only I've implemented within my life, but I help all of my one-to-one members at CoachedByKeevil implement into theirs. I know they're not extreme, they're not flashy, they won't make me £1 million because I can't sell the idea. But that's exactly what they're there for. They are there to help people finally stop dieting and start living.